Okay, we're speaking with attorney Karen Turner. If you'd like to follow along, the website's www.karenturnerlaw.com, family law, and our topic today is child custody. Good day. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you today?
Doing well. You've got a little bit of an accent there, a little southern accent.
Yes, this is what you call an East Texas accent.
East Texas accent. Oh yeah. How is everybody in Texas on a Monday after either Houston Texans or Dallas Cowboys play? You guys all pumped up? I mean, you know.
Well, let's just say I think Dallas has kind of gotten used to it in the last few years of not winning on Sundays anymore.
Well, how long have you been an attorney, Karen?
25 years.
25 years. Always been in, divorce and child custody, or?
I have done exclusively family law for those 25 years, and I'm board certified by the state as being a specialist in that area.
Yeah, and I think things have changed quite a bit in that amount of time, right, when it comes to families?
Absolutely. A lot has changed in relationships to families.
What kind of agreements are you drafting on custody for the most part?
Well, it varies from family to family. It's what I would typically say, from my observation, it varies based upon the level of the interest that the father wants to have in his relationship with his children. And there's more and more men who would like to have either a primary custody of their children or equal possession of their children. And it's pretty common now for there to be possession schedules where parents have equal possession of their children. There's a lot of different ways to accomplish that. Some of the agreements that we do, the parents are having alternating weekly possession. One parent has 1 week and the other has the following week. But there's also a type of possession that we do when children are younger and they don't want to be away from one parent for a solid week, where we say one parent has Monday and Tuesday, another parent has Wednesday and Thursday, and then the parents alternate having Friday through Sunday. That means that we call it a 2255 plan because you have 2 days, and then 5 days each for each parent. But at least the children are not away from their parents as long as if you were doing alternating weekly possession.
We're speaking with family attorney Karen Turner. Dealing with child custody is the topic that we're talking about today. Some of the things that I talked about earlier, there may be some changes over the last 20, 25 years, but there are different types and kinds of custody agreements where, each person actually live near each other and kids go to school in their two homes and this type of stuff.
Absolutely. In order for parents to have equal possession, it definitely is an incentive or benefit to the children that they live close together, that they can have their friends come over, the same friends are close in proximity, whether they're at mom's house or at dad's house. I've even heard examples of people, living a block or two away so that it's really easy for the children to go back and forth between homes.
Okay, how about difference way back when we might have read the stories about, mom usually gets to keep the kids and dad's going to go continue to work, and these custody changes for men, are there more men getting more custodies these days, or?
There are definitely more men getting custody these days. In the bigger cities, I can definitely say that the judges don't start with that presumption that the mom is going to have more possession than the father. They're able to just look at the particular facts of that family and see which one of the parents has been doing more of the actual parenting, not necessarily the fun stuff, but the hands-on stuff, who's taking care of them when they're sick, for example. And men, if they've been that kind of father, they have just as much of a chance of getting custody of their children as the mother does.
More information, KarenTurnerLaw.com. She's an attorney, divorce family, been doing it for 25 years. very complex issues these days, I'm sure. I know one of the big, what most families are trying to do today, whereas we grew up maybe thinking that you were going to get to see your parents once every other weekend or something, is that the splitting of the time is a lot easier today. I mean, we've got parents splitting the time Monday, Tuesday, someone gets them Wednesday, Thursday, one gets them Friday, and then every other weekend we switch off. So it's almost like they can, do it a lot easier.
They can. And then there's also the opportunities. I think kids are busier now than they used to be with organized sports and activities. And parents have the opportunity to go see their children at those events when they don't have possession. So even if you don't have possession, if you're, a parent who wants to see your child, go to their softball game, go even to a practice. Those are things that are allowed for you to, at least be able to have some type of interaction with your child when you're not in possession of them.
Well, I want to thank you for your time a little bit this morning. I appreciate that. Last question is, though, a lot of parents want to move out of the country. And how has it changed maybe from 20 years ago till now? Is it tough to be awarded custody in those cases?
It's tough to be awarded the right to move out of the country. I can at least tell you in Texas, and every state's policy is different, but I think it's pretty common around the country, is that the general policy is that the courts want the children to have access to both parents. Like I just said, going to baseball games and going to LA recitals, those are things that children don't get the benefit of both parents doing if one parent is living out of the country. And they're certainly only rarely going to see one parent. It's going to be an extraordinary circumstance, in my opinion, such as whether there's been some physical abuse or other acts that show that the child being around that other parent is really not in their best interest before a court's going to allow a child to move outside the country.
Karen Turner, I want to thank you for your time here this morning. Your website is very informative. I mean, you've got a blogging up there. You get your background on there, a nice video introduction, very professional.
Oh, thank you.
Appreciate that. www.karenturnerlaw.com. Have yourself a great day.